Hello, I'm Christian and welcome to my YouTube channel. Today, I will be reviewing the series of unfortunate events. The series of unfortunate events books. My God, it's just light. Yeah, it's a series of unfortunate event books. I have the season 3 covers from the Netflix original series. So the Netflix covers that were re-released in 2017 and 18. There's the covers. Now this is only season 3 because I don't have the other ones. I don't have 1 through 9. So I'm just gonna be doing every season, and then I'll do 13 each one all together. I think that's fine. Like I did with my Power Ranger video earlier today. I did all of them. And then sometimes, and I'll try to do like just Mighty Morphin, just the 4 seasons, just Samurais, Megaforce, Dino Charge, you know. Let's get started. So this is number 9. Now if you have seen the series, this is kind of what actually happens. It is not a shot from the movie, they just make the covers. So here here it says what his disguise is, then it also has it on the spine. Except for number 9, the 3 kids, the Count Olaf is right here, and the 3 kids are up here. So this is number 10, The Slippery Slope. Right there, and it says Book the 10, Lemony Snicket. Now a Netflix original series. Okay, so this one's called The Slippery Slope, and then it has all the other books. I will also be doing the original prints. So like there's the Netflix versions and then the original versions. So like I think, yeah. So each one kind of goes in line with one another. Cause in The Slippery Slope, in the original print, it's actually like a frozen waterfall that actually happened in the book. So yeah. And then in the series, they copy these, that. See, so for Beatrice, when we met, you were pretty and I was lonely, now I'm pretty lonely. It will have one of those in every single one. Yeah. So I'll be showing those to you, and then I'll be showing you the pictures in the very beginning. I'll tell you, I've seen the series and I've read all the books, so I'll tell you what they're about. If you've seen the show, then you kind of know them. If you haven't, or if you read the books, then you know, and you get it. So this is, and they're on top of Mount Fraught. Sunny just caught, or Hooky just gave Sunny the fish. Violet and Klaus right there. Then there's the VFD symbol. I told you all that's a Slippery Slope, Book the 10th. Now in Netflix original series of unfortunate events. That's the logo from the series. On Olaf, VFD, you get it. So each one has 13 chapters except for this. Yeah, I'll show you. So I told you, it says for Beatrice, when we met, you were pretty, now I was lonely, now I'm pretty lonely. It tells in the series, at the very beginning, he's writing on a typewriter. So like you see like how it go on a typewriter, you're basically seeing that. So there's 13 chapters in each. In this one, the freaks from Calamari Circus just cut the caravan loose when they're driving up Mount Fraught to get to VFD headquarters. This might be some spoilers for people who haven't seen the show or read the books. I've done both. Yeah, so the caravan is just speeding downward, and then at the end, this is gonna be a spoiler for y'all. So, and I implore you to look away. Anyways, it's it's funny. You don't get it if you've seen the show. It's basically half of what he says. So, yeah. So the freaks from Calamari Circus, Kevin, Hugo, and the girl just cut the caravan loose, and Sunny is with Count Olaf. And then the series, it stops like right at the top. Like right at the tip. So this is the caravan right there. Yeah, so that's at the very end of season 2. So that, and then I'll show you the end pictures. There's 13 chapters in each. I don't want to spend too. Oh yeah, this is another thing I like. Right here, to my kind editor. Every single book has this. What's it? Yeah, except for chapter 14 because that's the very end. So it's basically saying like what do you, like from the next book. So the next book is, well, you'll see. So yeah, and then yeah. You'll learn about this more once I get the rest of the books. So yeah. So yeah, the writing on the caravan. Now let me show you the end picture. Here it is. They're rowing a boat or something. I forgot. I haven't seen it in a long time. Or I have seen it, just like I usually just skip parts. So, put that right there. Here's the Grim Grotto. They go in the water to get the Medusa mycelium. Alright, let me read the backs too. So, stuff from here. Dear reader, like handshakes or rock hairs, many things I preferred were not slippery. Sadly, in this miserable volume, the Baudelaires run into more than the fair shareness of slipperiness. In order to spare you further repulsion, it would be best not to mention any of the details of the story, particularly the toboggan, a swarm of snow gans. It's like bees, but they're living in the snow, so it's called snow, but they're tiny as ants. Yeah. A scheming villain, a troop of organized youngsters, a surprisingly survivor of a terrible fire, which would be Quigley Quagmire, who was supposed to be dead, and then he's looking for Duncan and Isadora, his brothers. Okay, so unfortunately, I've decided my life to the sad tale of the Boiler orphans. There's no reason for you to declare such things, and you might insist that this book slip from your hands into the nearest trash receptacle or a deep pit. With all due respect, Lemony Snicket. I got these at Barnes & Noble's for $13 each. So yeah, there's this Grim Grotto, book the 11th Netflix original series. This is the disguise he uses when he's trying to get the submarine to get down there with them. So then let me show you. So these are the other books. So here's all the books. Bad Beginning, The Reptile Room, The White Window, The Miserable Mill, The Austria Academy, The Ezra's Elevator, The Vile Village, The Hostile Hospital, The Carnivorous Carnival, The Slippery Slope in the Great Grotto, The Plutonium Peril, I don't know what that. I'm only 10, so some of these words I don't know. And The End. Yes, the book is actually called The End. So this is what Lemony writes to Beatrice in the very beginning of part 1 of the Grim Grotto. For Beatrice, dead women tell no tales, sad men write them down. It's okay. It's depressing, but it's okay. I don't know what this is, but this is the picture, the very beginning. Sorry. I haven't seen this. I think those are like eels or something. And so from the hotel, let me read it for you, and then I'll show you. To my kind editor, my enemies I fear are, look, it's tears, so some of these, like, you can't even tell the whole note. But let me read it to you. My enemies are with extremely long fingers, so that you might never. Lousy land-ins include the gas station and attendant. The complete manuscripts anywhere near a match. Remember, you are my last to be told to the general public. Let the respect Lemony Snickets. That's what it says right here. I just reading whatever it said right there. Yes, I think he was signaling somebody from the Hotel Denouement. Anyways, oh yeah. Let me show you the spine. There's that. What did I not show you already? I think I covered it all. Oh yeah, there's something else too. See, look. Tell me in the comments if you notice something. I notice it, but also if you notice it. I'm gonna need to stand up and scoot down for this. See, look. If you notice it, tell me in the comments. I already know what it is. I don't want to tell you because then I'll ruin it. And so, is that? See, look at it. Look at the paper. That's the clue. So that's the Green Grotto. Now here it is. But the Pentillion Peril, Book the 12th, Lemony Snicket. They're just as concierge at the Hotel Denouement. This is Disguise. There's that. The 12th, Series of Unfortunate Events. Oh wait, I forgot to read you this. Dear reader, unless you are a slug, ACNN, or the mildew, you are probably prefer not to be damp. When you might also prefer not to read this book in which the Baudelaire siblings encounter a pleasant amount of dampness. In fact, the horrors they encounter are too numerous to list include mushrooms, a desperate search for something lost, a mechanical monster, a distracting message from a lost friend, and tap dancing. As a dedicated author who has pledged to keep recording the desperate story of the Baudelaires, I must continue to divine into the carnivous depths of the Baudelaire lives. You, on the other hand, may delve into some happier book in order to keep your eyes and your spirits from being dampened. With all due respect, Lemony Snicket is what it actually says it. And then I like the VFD signal right there. Okay, so yeah, this it shows his disguise right there. Sorry, I have allergies running right now. So, and yeah, I might be like doing this from time to time. I hope you don't mind. Okay, so here's the back, and each one says "Look away." Dear reader, if this is the first book you found while searching for a book to read next, then the first thing you should know is that the next to the last book is the one you should put down. Sadly, this book presents the next to last chronicle in the lives of the Baudelaire orphans, and it's the next to first, and it's applied misery, despair, and unpleasantness. Probably the next to last things you would like to read about are a harpoon gun, a roof sunbathing salon, two mysterious initials, three unidentified triplets, and an unsavory curry. Allow me to recommend that you put this next to last book down first and find something else to read next. At last. With all due respect, Lemony Snicket. So that's what it actually says right there. I didn't read the end. I knew I was missing something. I don't know if I did. And at the end, I'll be doing a contest. I'll tell you about that later. So, oh yeah, they're giant. See, I remember this. That's Mr. Poe. Then there's Kit's Backhouse and Sonny's in the car. Kit Snicket's Lemony Snicket's brother. Lemony Snicket's sister, and then Jock Snicket, his sister. So she has two brothers. Yeah, that's that. I never showed you the inside of this. Oh yeah, they're going to see they're driving in town, going to the Hotel Danny Mott. And so did I already do? Okay. For Beatrice, nobody could extinguish my love or your house. And that's what Lemony wrote to himself or Beatrice. So let me show you the. Oh yeah. So the Hotel Danny Mott has just been burned down, and they're sailing away to Ishmael's Island. There's Olaf, and that's. So that's that. Then here's what it says. To my kind editor, the end is near. With all due respect, Lemony Snicket. That's literally all he wrote. I don't know why. I think I showed you everything. So here's the last book. So it says, Book the 13th, Lemony Snicket's Decision Unfortunate Events. The book is the end. Okay, so that's actually what his whole disguise for the whole book, basically. Dear reader, if you are looking at the back of this book, then this is the end of the end, which is where the best place to begin, the end. If you read the end from the beginning to the end, you will arrive at the end of your rope. This book is the last in the series of unfortunate events, and before its end there, and before it ends there are so much unpleasantries as a fearsome storm, a suspicious beverage, a herd of wild sheep, a haunted secrets about the Baudelaire parents. It has been my solemn occupation to complete the history of the Baudelaire orphans and where was I? And at last I am finished. You likely have some other occupation, so if I were you, I would drop this book at once so the end is not finished you. With all due respect, Lemony Snickets. This is at the very end. They're sailing away from the island with Violet. This is a year later. So Violet, Klaus, Sunny, and then there's Beatrice. Kid had a baby called Beatrice. They named her after the mother, Beatrice. Yeah, they named it after the mother. You learn a lot about the parents in this one actually. You learn what they look like, or in past ones you know what they look like. You know that Lemony dated Beatrice before he met Mr. Baudelaire. So yeah, so that's what it is. And so here's that. The end, book of 13. For Beatrice, I cherished, you perished, the world's been nightmarish. That's what he put right there. And so, and this actually happened in the series. So he's changing the name from the Carmelita to Olaf. I like how he said the voice in the parallel and take the Carmelita tour up to the roof. That's not actually what he said. If you want to know what he said, if you have a Netflix account, look up a series of unfortunate events. The parent, just go to number 2 of part 1, okay? And season 3. It's gonna say part 1. There's gonna be part 1, part 2, and the end. Go to part 1. Yeah, okay. And so let me show you. All right. Is where is it? Because there's also chapter 14. There's also chapter 14 in this one, so I need to be careful. Here it is. I forgot what that was. To my kind editor, the end of the end can be found at the end of the end. With all due respect, Lemony Snicket, he finally wrote it with a typewriter. Okay, chapter 14. Okay, Red Hellquist. Okay, for Beatrice, we are like bugs passing in the night, particularly you, because I think he meant that because she's dead. So yeah, and in this one, nobody could extinguish my love or your house, and that gives it a clue that Beatrice is Mrs. Baudelaire because the house is the one that burned down, the very first one that burned down. So yeah, that's what it is right there. And I believe this is the end. So yeah. So here's the contest. So in the comments, you will have to guess my favorite one of the books, and then you'll guess what format I like most, and then you'll tell me which book you like. If somebody guesses right, I will give them a free Series of Unfortunate Event books. I will literally buy it, and then I'll give it. If I choose you, you have to give me some like address or something, because I don't know you. So give me an address, and I'll mail it to you. Yeah. So without due respect, Christian Muriel, subscribe to my channel and like this video. And yeah. So at the very beginning, I told you, like, this is season 3, so I'll do season 2, season 1, and then I'll do the box sets. Because season 1 and season 2 come in box sets, so I'll show you those. And then I'll just do one with all 13 ones. So yeah, I hope you like this video and subscribe to my channel.